all know that an edge rusher opposite of Rashawn Gary was sorely missed this last season. Of course, the Packers parting ways with Preston Smith. I think making an overall very good move in doing that, turning to younger guys like Lucas Van Ness, Brenton Cox, Aaron Mosby. Overall, I think the Packers got better and improved once they traded away Preston Smith, but still not great when you take a look at statistics. Packers were 22nd in pressure rate and 26 in pass rush win rate. So not going to cut it for the Packers. Brenton Cox, I think overall is the better of the three guys when you start looking at potential of being good. But of course, the Packers are going to need some consistency opposite of Rashawn Gary to free up Rashawn Gary so that he is even more productive than he was this last year. Who were the Packers being linked to as a stud edge rusher? Well, they're being linked to Mike Green out of Marshall. Some of you may or may not know who he is, but I promise you're going to find out pretty quickly who this dude is. He was a transfer from Virginia to Marshall. He's being linked, of course, it's Mel Kiper's first release of a mock draft in 2025, but Mel Kiper thinks the Packers would do well to go and get a guy like Mike Green, and I think he's correct in saying that because, of course, the Packers were going to need a lot of help there. Again, he was a transfer from Virginia to Marshall during the offseason. He set a new Sun Belt record with 17 sacks. In addition, he led the country in defensive line tackles and forced 3 fumbles total. Green also received an outstanding 92.4 overall PFF score, giving him credit on 356 pass rushing snaps, 59 total pressures for the Thundering Herd. And when you start talking about 59 total pressures, an area which the Packers certainly need help, ranking 26 or 22nd and 26 in that category, a guy like Mike Green could certainly help out in that category. Let's take a look at his scouting report overall as an edge rusher. It says right here that he's got great production as a pass rusher. He led FBS in sacks this season. Impressive athlete who is quick twitched and accelerates off the line of scrimmage well to win speed when rushing the passer and getting penetration against the run. Kind of sounds a lot like Rashawn Gary. Sets up the pass rush moves well by stemming in and outside, using quickness to win opposite direction. He's shown several moves that he can win, like arm over, cross chop, stick, spin, hump. Takes great angles, physical to the point of attack, and takes on blocks with his hands as a run defender and effective against tight ends. Can use arm over move and quickness to defeat blocks in the run game. It goes on to say, after transferring from Virginia and becoming a full-time starter in the 2024 season, Mike Green is arguably the biggest riser in this year's draft class. He went from an unknown group of 5 player to leading the country in sacks. So this is a great potential when you start talking about a guy that could be needed opposite of Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary, of course, having a very successful season, being named to the Pro Bowl, 7.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 22 solo tackles for Rashawn Gary. Can you imagine a guy equally as productive opposite of him? The Packers, of course, are going to have their hands full facing offenses like Detroit's, like Minnesota's, and even the new and improved offense in Chicago under Ben Johnson. So Packers are certainly going to need some help there. So let's check out some highlights of him. I want to show you a highlight reel of him in college. I think you guys will enjoy this highlight reel. Check it out.
Mike Green, they say, has a chance to be a Sunday player. I'm a big fan of Mike Green. He's already got 3.5 sacks on the year, 14 tackles coming into this game. That leads the Sun Belt. I'm the king of the jungle. I live in where that stuff, you know, I give respect. Think you got it, you need a little check. Get out, you ain't good for the fight, better exit. Very athletic. Inches 4 5, Supernatural, so you got to beat out of work, get steps in the street. Be sacked by guess who? Mike Hey, who next? I'm a king like Kong. The streets my home. Call me Godzilla. I roam alone. Taking over the world.
Really like the potential of Mike Green, and potentially being in green and gold could be a very good fit for this Packer defense. Jeff Halfley kind of fits the mold that he's looking for. When you take a look at just even some of those highlights there, the quickness that he brings, the athleticism is exactly what Jeff Halfley is looking for in some of his defensive players. Leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think about this stud edge rusher out of Marshall. And as always, go Pack Go.